Yes.
Okay. So we're going to see all these three topics, and this one depends on time constraint. So we'll see some sample programming to build a sample calculator using a Visualforce page, and then select option and a collections. Yeah, first we'll get started. So I think everybody know like how the calculator works, right? Like we're trying to do different operation between the numbers. So we're trying to do with two numbers and what is operation. So you can enhance it further. Look, I'm building a somewhat very basic, and if you're interested, you can increase it with more features that you can think of. Okay, let's get started. And so I have already logged into the same mark, and I'm opening the developer console over here. I was closing all this information. And first foremost thing, we need to create a class. I'm calling it as a sample calculator. Okay, so what we need to do a calculation. So we need the two numbers, right? Um, I would say number A, when to communicate with Visualforce page, it has to be a get and set. And then I want another number saying number B, and then I want um, a result. So I need a total three numbers, and then I need to do the addition, right? So uh, what? So initial operation of me is addition. So once I do the addition, so my target is result equal to number A plus number B. So that is my calculation. If I do next operation like um, subtraction, it should be like A minus B, and then multiplication to do this. Okay, so I have total three function I'm planning to build in my calculator, and I'm doing with just two numbers only. And so for clear, hope now let's create a Visualforce page. I'm saying sample calculator. Uh, just trying to give a differentiate with giving a suffix like a VF page. Okay, so first I want to link it to the Apex class. So I'm giving controller as name as my Apex class. So once it is done, first one, we can make blocks over here. So Apex page block, we'll call it as. So here we can give a title. Title right is my sample calculator. Okay, just want to see preview how it looks. So let's see. So now you see something called kind of a block. So here in the page we have option 2 instead of having it like a blank page, we have option to show header and show sidebar. So if I give a show header, then when you are in the classic, how you see the header like a normal every time whatever the page you log in, you see the menus and everything, right? You will be able to see those. I said it right. Yeah. Okay. Mm, and then I'm putting um, show sidebar, show header, show caption. Okay, show header should be fine over here. And then what I will do was I'll create a one tab, so I thought of last time, called Visualforce Page tab. So you see Visualforce Page tab over here, right? Sample calculator page tab name. Calculator, and then you can give it tab style. Sorry. So what I'm trying to do was I'm trying to add a sales tab. In the sales app, I'm trying to add this calculator. So now I'm switching to a classic mode so that it will be more familiar when we're building Visualforce pages. So so here this is the navigation to the apps where we're in the classic. So here I'm going to so there also we see my calculator tab. So when I was in the my calculator, so you can see, right, this is the how it is. So far we had only this page block title only we have given. Then okay, now I want to give um, so before we are doing anything, I will keep a tag called apex form. So I'm giving apex form and I will keep everything inside apex form so that it will be nothing will miss. And then I'm going to have a apex page block section. Like when we are trying to have like inside the page block, we're trying to have a section, and here collapsible, I'm making it as a false for now, and then I think we have ID, and then we're going to have a title. mm, Sample edition. Okay, we're trying to do a edition over here, and here I'm going to write page block section item. So here in the page block section, we have a concept called columns. Like how many columns we can see in this page block section. One like let's say if you understand the columns, right? Column is let's say we have a page, the vertical. How many verticals you need? So let's say if you have a page like this. So if it is a one column, everything will be like this only. So if you say two column, then it will be halved. So half of the section will become here. So like if you add any item, so one item come here and the next item will be in the right side. So this is like a two column section. Like whatever the items you add, it will add from left to right, and then if it had full, then it will go to the next line. Like this it will go. So I'm trying to do with a single column. So page block section, and now sorry, I have page block section item as well. So here in this page block section item, so first thing is text output label, output label. So here I want to give my um, first number, apex input text. Then here I want to give how should the expression? Expression should be always a values. If any tags you consider, so in the value it has to be double quotes and curly braces, exclamatory mark, and followed by the your name, number. Yeah, I guess what that's what we get. And similarly we have to follow for the section item 2. That is, I'm going to call it as a second number, then call it as a number B. Okay, and then followed by once we had the operation, and then we're trying to give the result. So here how we can say different ways. Let's say it's simple. Result number is a result. So these are three numbers what we're trying to do: number A, number B, and a result. That's three numbers I'm going to use over here. Okay, so when I'm trying to like um, once I enter the numbers, I want to submit. So what I want to do, I need a button to show me the result. So it should be not an input, it should be a I would say output text over here. Output text. Text item. Something is wrong over here. Okay, ID, we have to give some ID. So I call it as ID I gave. So now there is no problem. Now, so once I so here I'm trying to give an input number and then second input, and once I do something and I was or like I want to see the result of this to what I'm doing a operation that I'm performing. So here I want to see some number over here that is apex um, page block button or command button it would be page block buttons. So previously, if you remember the previous Visualforce Page, we use a apex command button. This is also similar. So advantage of this was if you put your apex command button inside this, so you have an advantage. That is here you can control the location. So when you say location, um, first I will show you like how it will be. Then we'll come to this part. Okay, value. So this is what the label. So once click what needs to be done. So here we need to mention the action, what the action that you're going to perform. The action is whatever the operation that we have given here as a addition. So a variable or a method, it will follow the same syntax, double quotes, curly braces, exclamatory. Okay, I'm trying to save. Once it's saved, we can see the review. Okay, done. Let's see. I'm trying to refresh over here. This is how it is. So instead of using a simple command button, I'm trying to give a page block button stack. What is the advantage of keeping the command button inside the page block button says? So we had this page block, right? This was, if you see this green color border, if you see there is some kind of a light shadow. So it defines that it is kind of a togetherness. So if we give a button, so it is giving at the top and the bottom also you have a buttons. So if you want to keep the both place, like if we have like a big forms where you want to like you to scroll down and fill, there you might be starting from the top and at the end, and you can see easily the action buttons at the bottom as well and top as well. If you want to specifically need it at the bottom or top, you can mention over here in your location part, command buttons, sorry, page block buttons. When you see this location tag here, you have see only bottom if you want, not at the top. Then you can keep it as a bottom. Default will be, it will show at both places. I'm not sure whether I have saved it or not. Yeah, I've saved it. So I'm trying to refresh. So now I see only at the bottom. Now first we'll see whether it's operating correctly or not. So I'm going 3 and 4. So you see it's a 7. Okay, if I give it is 7 and 3, it's happening. Okay, and similarly we can do the same for this is one section, right? Copying entire where is it is page block section. Yes, I want to give one more section and I want to name it as a I want to call it as sub ID and I want to call it as add. Okay, I'm going to use again same numbers, but here this time I'm going to call like other method called subtraction, and value should be subtraction. Okay, so now okay, now if you observe, like there I give only actually, like, I overrided the same button, so I want to keep both buttons. Like addition, I want to do the add add one button, and subtraction one button. I want to keep two buttons. Okay, and subtract. So if I give some number over here and do a add, will give a okay. Yeah, I'll keep as different numbers because same numbers are using the different places, because here I'm giving the number and here it's going to be a null. So it's getting uh, confusion. So addition, I'm going to use the store variables. It's going to be a result addition, so subtraction. So we have integer types, right? Yeah, we'll see again. Like we'll get one more issue, and then we'll correct it. Now here again, so while doing addition, we should have these numbers, and then it has to be followed by a result addition. It should be a subtract A, subtract B. And to give some number to add some values, they are like blanks, and to give the numbers over here, subtract. same number. So let's say if I change a number over here and I'm doing a subtract operation, the addition will not happen. Why? Because addition will happen only while doing a sub addition only. That's one part. And then similarly we can have the multiplication as well. So addition, multiply, and here it should be um, multiplication. Addition. So have all these three operations done. So they are like this is like I'm just previewing the page, and this is where the tab is there. So if you see, there are some other optionals available. So these are the sections, right? These are page block section. This is a page block, and this is a page block section, and these are a page block items. So if I try to keep the column number, I'm keeping as one column, right? If I give a columns as two, sorry, columns as two, then you will see everything like this section. So it's only to this section only. It will be like a two column view. It should be. See here how it is. I think we have option to make it three or not. Let's see. I'm making it as a columns as a three. Yeah, it's not getting good when we're having a more columns. So two is a good view so far, and if it is three, then we need to like manipulate the width, maximum width. We need to use some extra CSS so that we can control the width. Then it will be like more clumsy. So how to, and another feature here we have is collapsible equal to true. That means like you can do a collapse. Collapse means you'll be having this arrow mark where you can hide the content or like show the content by clicking on this section. Hope you can observe it. This is like in a tab also. You can see those same things. Similarly, like based on like in your section, how many columns you want, one or two, that will be a good view. You can do it using that. Even you can have a more number of columns also by using some width and all, which is getting like adding some inline CSS to it. Okay, so far good, and we can a bit improvise over here just by giving it as two columns and make it as a collapsible, and you can add more features as well to this. And then here in the buttons here I want to give some operator as well over here. So you can see here like kind of operators we can have like this. Okay. Um, I think it's almost done for this one, and we'll connect again and continue with the next options.
Okay.